marks the Hilul of the first chief rabbi of Eretz Yisrael, of the land of Israel in of itself, Rabbi Moshe Gelante Z'tl, or you could say in parentheses, Hasheni, the second, because there was another great rabbi with his full title beforehand in of itself. He was born in English in 1620 in the holy city of Tzfat and passed away on the 10th of February in 1689 in Jerusalem. Naturally, that would he would have lived approximately 69 years of age. He would become the first Rishon Lציון, let's say the head rabbi of the rabbis in Jerusalem in itself during the 17th century. Let's explore a few of the highlights of the great rabbi's life. Now, he was born in Tzfat, as we said before, came from great rabbinic auspices. His father's name was Rabbi Yohanatan Galante. He happened to be the son of Rabbi Moshe Gelante Harishon. His grandfather also had the same name as him. His grandfather was a great posek halacha, Kabbalist, and one of the famous rabbis, outstanding rabbis of Tzfat, especially during his time. While he was young, he would learn in Tzfat under the auspices of Rabbi Baruch Bar Zili, another great rabbi spoken about, who would happen to go out on the Shluchei Rabban various years in Rabbi Gabriel Esperanzo, who happened to be another rabbi, very, very great, say one of the great rabbis of Tzfat in that time period in the 17th century. And I believe when he was 34 years of age, he would actually make the bold move and go to Jerusalem, respectively, over there. And that brought a lot of new, not just challenges in themselves, new exciting missions, because it will become a very decorated life as time is going to go on in of itself. So I believe, very interesting, it's he had connection with many of the great rabbis. In fact, they say that he would go on to serve as Rishon Lציון and was nicknamed the Magen once he did, with reference to the initials of his name. And I think the great Rabbi Hezkiah de Silva was among one of his Talmidim. Remember, Rabbi Hezkiah de Silva was also popularly known, I believe, as one of the great rabbis of Livorno, of the great duchy of Tuscany in of his days. He was the son-in-law of the famous Rabbi Mordechai Raphael Malachi. And so very much he was a part of, he had many great Talmidim in of itself. He wrote the Zeva Hashlamim, which we're going to speak about in the next few minutes. I think it was a, let's say, a harmonization of contradictory biblical passages and a biblical with various different statements from the Gemara in of itself. I think Rav Moshe Haggis would actually edit this at a later stage, who happened to be his grandfather, and the Korban Hagiga, which is a halachic and Kabbalistic, let's say, novel, which was printed in Venice in the year 1714. And some of his responsa are found in the works of various different great rabbis. And a volume of his responsa exists under the name Elepham again, but I don't think it has been published as of yet. We hope that obviously that will be published at one stage in time, but he was definitely one of the famous rabbis of that specific area in of itself. Rabbi Moshe Gelante, the first chief rabbi of Israel. So there's much more we can say within regards to the Galante family. We've spoken about the Galante family. They were a family that was flourished at the beginning of the 16th century in Rome, and the head of which, Rabbi Mordechai, was a Spanish exile of the Angel family in himself. And you can see much through the decorated history. It included most famously the great rabbi we're speaking about today, Rabbi Moshe ben Yonatan Gelante, one of the great rabbis of his time. In of itself, his grandfather's name, as we've stated before, was also of the name Moshe Gelante. Naturally, because it comes from his father's side, so one of the great rabbis of his time. Don't forget to light candles in his memory. We are a community, friends. We are learning about the great rabbis of yesteryear. We are trying to explore the whole science and the history of especially the great rabbanim. Here from, let's say, from Eretz Yisrael, there's no country like this in the world, and especially to learn about the great rabbis of his year. If you didn't subscribe yet to the channel, please subscribe to the channel. We're trying to get the science of what took place during, especially the last many hundred years, in various different North African countries, different Spanish, Portuguese, various different communities in of itself, rabbis that were very much great. We'll see, and much more can be said about him. Now, it's actually interesting. The rabbi that would take over him from his position as Rishon Lציון after he passed away was Rabbi Moshe ben Habib, who was another great rabbi of his time, and also Rosh Yeshiva, who would go on to become. He lived at a time period where, especially Rabbi Abraham Azulay was a contemporary, let's just say, of his. He was a great grandfather. That I believe he was a great rabbi in of itself. I'm very connected to the Hida. And he had close connections with Rabbi Baruch Bar Ziali, Rabbi Hezkiah de Silva, and many other great rabbis. Let's just hope that everything is good. And please learn more about the rabbis. Light candles in his memory are here on the 21st of naturally of Shvat in of itself. And wishing you blessings here from Israel. Thank you. Wishing you all well. Please subscribe to the channel. Please hit the like button on the video. Share the videos to other people that might be interested. And wishing you all a great day.